Welcome back to Leading Today. I'm Dr. Lisa Bagby, and I'm honored to share this very special episode on the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose leadership, courage, and compassion continue to shape how we think about justice, empathy, and the power of peaceful influence. Today, I want to explore how Dr. King's leadership exemplified one of the most profound emotional intelligence competencies: compassion, not just as a feeling, but as a force that moves people to action. We often think of compassion as something soft, empathy expressed gently towards others. Yet, for Dr. King, compassion was one of the most courageous forms of love. It asked him again and again to see humanity even in those who opposed him. His leadership was grounded in the belief that you cannot call for justice if you cannot first see the humanity in others. And that includes your adversaries. That is emotional intelligence at its highest level. The ability to stay connected to values of empathy and care, even while facing hate, danger, and systemic resistance. Compassion for Dr. King wasn't passive, it was active, deliberate, and deeply disciplined. It guided his choice of nonviolence, not as a strategy done, but as a moral alignment. As a minister at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Dr. King understood the power of connection. He used words, rhythm, and stories that deeply touched both head and heart. His sermons weren't just sermons, they were invitations to see the world as it could be. He met people where they were emotionally, in fear, fatigue, or frustration, and he helped them transform those feelings into purpose and resolve. That's emotional intelligence and leadership. Meeting emotion with empathy and then channeling that emotion toward a shared vision of change. His compassion showed up in the way that he led movements, the Montgomery bus boycott, the March on Washington, and his work in Chicago and Memphis. They all emerged from collective compassion, people standing up not for themselves alone, but for each other. While Dr. King's philosophy of nonviolence set him apart, he shared a common heartbeat with other leaders of his time. Leaders like Malcolm X and the Black Panther Party, who, despite different methods, also sought to uplift the same ignored and marginalized communities. What connected them was compassion, that recognition, the one that no one can thrive in isolation, and that real freedom demands collective care. Compassion is the connective tissue of all transformative leadership. It's what sustains us when strategies diverge but goals align. So, in every era, we need leaders who understand that compassion, it isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It helps us listen before reacting. It helps us see before judging, and it helps us act before despairing. Whether you're leading a team, an organization, or a community initiative, compassion invites you to ask, what is the human need here? And how can I respond in a way that honors that need without losing sight of justice, accountability, or purpose? Dr. King modeled that balance masterfully. His legacy teaches us that compassion anchors courage, and courage gives compassion its power. So, as we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, I really want us to remember that his dream was not just an idea, it was a lived expression of compassion in action. He showed us that great leadership begins not with authority, but with empathy, not with control, but with care. And that to lead is at its heart to love courageously. So as we move through this day and into the weeks ahead, I really want us to find a way to embody the kind of compassionate leadership that Dr. King practiced, the kind that uplifts others, speaks truth with grace, and keeps faith that love and justice can transform our collective story. I want to thank you for joining me for this special episode of Leading Today. And if this conversation moved you, please share it as a reminder of the power of compassion in leadership. Until next time, keep leading with heart, courage, and vision. I'm Dr. Lisa Bagby. Thank you for joining me today.